Welcome back to our series where we take time to answer your questions about Shake the Nation's Leadership Forum. These topics, these sessions are all about the new event that we have coming up September the 21st through the 23rd. And we are here explaining exactly what you have questions about. So welcome. Good evening. Make sure right now you take time to do two things. Number one, let us know, please, where you may be watching from. Even if you say it's your living room couch, just let us know if you're from anywhere in the world. We just want to know kind of where you guys are all from so we can make sure that we are saying hello to each and every one of you and that you kind of see who is all in the live with us. And the second thing, please share this with your friends, your family, your Facebook timeline so they can all know what you are tuning into and what you're interested in, and they can also learn some different things from our sessions.
And we want you to make sure that you put your questions in. So put your questions in the chat.
Right.
We may not answer them on this live, but hopefully we can pick them up on several more because we have at least 6 or so of these that we want to do before Shake the Nations, just because it's a different type of conference this year. Yes, it's going to be impactful, but it's going to be a little bit different so that we can really get to the place where we have hit our target. We have goals. We know exactly what we're supposed to do. We know the outcomes already, and we want to make sure that the best outcomes are coming for your life. So now, lastly, share this. Go right to that button. Share it with your friends, right? Share it with your friends. If you're watching us on YouTube or some other in some other mode, then go ahead and send a text to your friends. Give them the, give them the link to this so that they make sure, because ding, 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 I have a goal. My heart's goal for this precious, amazing conference is 300 people. Woohoo! If we get 300 people here, we can affect every society, every mountain, every kingdom, every state, and probably a lot of cities with the kingdom gospel, with people who are ready to go back and lead and do something that's amazing. So share this with your friends. Share it with everyone else that you know. And so here we go.
Let's get into it. So this session is titled, What is Shake the Nation's Leadership Forum, which is the official name of the event conference that will be taking place September 21st through the 23rd. So I will pose that question.
You should answer it. So here's the bottom line about Shake the Nations this year. The bottom line about Shake the Nations is that we must, I'm telling you, we must produce better leaders in the kingdom. We have to produce higher levels of leaders in the kingdom. We have to transform the pew into positivity. We have to take people who are sitting in the purple chair to purpose. We have to do it. If we don't do this, our world is going to continue to sink in whatever you want to call it right now, right? Whether you call it division, whether you call it people are just lost, whether you call it infighting, whether you call it wars or rumors of wars, whether you call it famines, all of that. We must produce productive kingdom citizens. It has to be done, and that's what this leadership forum is for. So what is a forum?
So a forum is a event that you come, in my mind, an event. Actually, let's ask Google.
You're going to ask Google what Google says about what a forum is.
Yes, but
hang on, everybody.
A place or meeting where ideas and views on a particular issue can be exchanged.
Perfectly stated.
I told you, Google comes through. This is the foundation of why we created this.
So I want a forum, not a preaching gallery.
Absolutely.
I want a forum, not just listening to someone on the stage. I want forums. I want the brightest kingdom people in the world to be here in Omaha for Shake the Nations, so that we can talk about one idea, and that is thrones. How do we get everyone to take their seat at the highest level of their leadership? That is what this is all about.
Right. And I think the point of the point of doing that, thrones is kind of our fancy word of explaining it, but ultimately, like you were saying before, this world is seeing a lot of things right now. And we understand nothing is new under the sun, and God is always in control. However, God sent us here with an assignment, is what Martin Williams International truly believes. We were sent here with an assignment to restore the kingdom to God, which is our tagline, or the thing that's on all of our flyers. That is the basis of this conference. That is the basis of this leadership forum. It's a forum. We want to invite people not to just listen to a lecture, but invite people to sit with one idea and talk and bounce things off of each other so that we can all elevate together. And our main areas of elevation that we are trying and planning to bring people through is in self-identity, ultimately helping people, because in the world there's a lot of problems or fights, wars, but the problem really is the identity crisis that I think a lot of people have been missing.
Yeah, it's the biggest problem in our world is that most people don't know who they are.
And it sounds so cliche.
It sounds cliche, but most people don't know who they are. They don't know why they're here. They don't know what they're supposed to be doing. We can help. Literally, we can help. We have tools we've developed. We have not just speakers, but so we're creating an ecosystem.
Yes.
It's an event. It's an event, but it has an ecosystem in it where you can come and gather, you can converse, you can share ideas, we can plan together, we can make alliances, and we can set an agenda that we're going to push. That's all about the kingdom.
Absolutely.
It's not about separation. It's not about domination. It's about you, your calling, your purpose, and how you can link up with others that are doing the same thing. That's what the forum is for.
Absolutely. And we're calling it a leadership forum because we do believe that the people who are going to come to this conference, the people who are going to feel led to come to this conference, do have a heart of leadership. Like you started out by saying, this is not what the feel and the intent of the conference is not for you to come and listen to a lecture anymore. That's why when you'll see in our next lives, the schedule has kind of changed. The form has kind of changed. The whole atmosphere has changed. This is where we want you here when your mind is at its brightest. We want you working when your mind is working and when your energy is the highest. So that's why the schedule has changed, because we want leaders, people who believe that they have thought leaders, innovative leaders, investing leaders, even business leaders. But the goal is that we have a leadership forum filled with leaders that can talk and build and innovate and ideate together. So then when we leave here, based on where I came from and based on the work that I had done prior to getting here, and then getting in a room full of people who are also on that same track, which you have identified is not the track that a lot of people are on right now, will only send you home with a fire in your body and also an ecosystem around you to support you and keep pushing you to do that more and more each day.
Absolutely. And that, I just believe, I know that Shake the Nations in the past has had lots of preaching, which is great, and I have a remedy for that. I'll get back to that. But Shake the Nations needs to turn into a leadership forum.
Absolutely.
Because from the church, we need to send people into the world. So most of the people who come to Shake the Nations, they're not pastors.
Absolutely not.
They're not church leaders. They're called to industry. They're called to politics. They're called to media. They're called to medicine. They're called to all of these other worlds. So we're going to concentrate on creating an environment where everybody can go home and go to the top of the level of their leadership. That is the goal.
Yeah.
And I know how to do this.
It's been done.
Because we've done it.
For 20 years.
We have done this. We have done this. We have done this with some of you. Come on. Give me a heart. Give me an amen. Give me a thumbs up. That we've done it with some of you. And a lot of you don't live in Omaha. You live all over the world. And you have been impacted by what we've done at Shake the Nations. But this Shake the Nations is going to be so much more dynamic, so much more powerful, so much more pointed.
Right.
because it's a forum.
Absolutely.
Its goal is to get you into the highest level of your leadership.
Absolutely. It's taken a whole different shape intentionally. And the shape that it is taking and that it has taken, what is truly the heart of it, is so that we can impact the people around us in a way that is tangible for them. Not everyone, like you said, that comes to Shake the Nations is a church goer or a church enthusiast, you know, like, and I think because Martin Williams International is now hosting this event, as we kind of explained in our last live, if you didn't watch it, make sure you go watch the live that came before this. But because Martin Williams International is now hosting this event, it now has the opportunity to reach a vastly different audience, more people who are in business, who don't always relate to church as it is tonight, or haven't had as it is today, or hasn't had a super close relationship with church. At the end of the day, the kingdom of God can be restored by any person who understands God's will and what we were sent here to do. So that is what we will be doing this September, is helping. We were talking to Dr. Jermone Glenn a few weeks ago at this point, and he said something that I will never forget, and I think it'll be helpful for us as we continue to plan, but also any viewers viewing right now. And he was like, so basically, how I'm seeing it is Shake the Nations, as you were saying, what we were doing was pastors were giving you the best from the platform and the throne that they have created in their lives.
Yeah.
That's what took place, you know, in prior Shake the Nations. Pastors, leaders in the industry were showing you the highest level of what they were, basically an example. They were being an example of how they climbed their own mountain of influence and perfected it and became major leaders. And now what has taken place is we want to make this leadership a forum where we help you do that same thing in your specific platform.
Absolutely.
And that's the whole feel. Like, that is the goal. You know, if this was a document and it was Shake the Nations at the top, and it's like the goal of this conference is to now take this platform and help you build your own, even if it's outside of church, if it's in business, if it's in real estate, if it's in law, if it's in healthcare, if it's in education. Like, we want you to now be able to take what you've been seeing and kind of watching and gleaning from, and literally have the tools to take it and apply it in your specific mountain.
Right, and you can invite a guest.
For sure, should.
From any industry. Because the goal of this Shake the Nations, you can come as naked as you want to be.
Absolutely.
You can come as inexperienced as you want to be. You can come.
We expect it.
It doesn't matter. We have built a system that will help you find out what your gifts really are.
Absolutely.
Help you find out what your calling really is. Link you up with other people in that same calling. So that you can progress those same gifts, those same worlds, those same industries that you're called to be in. That's what this forum is for.
Right.
Right? We are ready for you. We're ready for your guests, your friends, your family, your colleagues. They are all feel comfortable at Shake the Nations, the Leadership Forum this year.
Yes, because what he was saying when we first posed the question, identity, self-identity, right now in the world is something that I think the general public is struggling with.
Absolutely.
And because we created a forum to address those things, we have planned for the people who are a part of that majority, a part of the majority of the people who weren't given the tools, weren't given the opportunity, didn't have the examples of people who were really living out the life that they believe that they were called to do. So like you said, we have planned for the whole array and spectrum of people who have had the opportunity and have been working through, their identity and knowing what they're called to do, their purpose, their interests, their strengths, and their weaknesses. We have planned for those people, as well as the people who are just in the baby steps, who are kind of new to this understanding, but are still taking a giant step just to be in the room and in the among people who are doing this. So yes, we invite, and that is exactly who this is for. Anyone, like we said, who has their heartstrings being pulled on to start this journey or to continue this journey, to figure out why they're here, who they're here for, and the best ways that they can carry out those two things.
Absolutely. What world are they called to? You can't scale in every world. You can't go to the top in every world.
That's true.
But we're going to help you find out which world you should be in,
Yeah.
which system you should be in.
Yes.
What are other words for worlds, thrones, industries,
businesses,
yeah.
Who knows?
What segment of society do you
Right.
really fit best in?
Yep.
Where do your gifts really fit in that society
Your
or that world?
interests, your
How do you
strengths.
scale? How do you move up in that particular place? I mean, that is the goal. And now you're going to be surrounded by friends from all over the world. You're going to have connections with other people doing the same thing you do
Absolutely.
in the same industries.
Absolutely.
So now your upward mobility is there. People who can hire you and people
Connect
you
you.
can hire
Absolutely.
or connect you to other folks in that same realm where you're called.
Oh, yeah.
When you leave this conference,
Yeah,
our goal
it's
is
gonna
that
be
you have taken your seat.
Absolutely.
You have sat on the throne you belong in, and you rule from there. You lead from there, and you make the world better from there. That's the whole idea.
That's the whole idea. So the bottom line is, if you've been tracking with us and following along, who is this conference for?
You, your family,
It's
your
for me.
your friends. It's for, okay, you say it's for me. It's for my family. It's for my friends. It's for my colleagues. It's for people I care about. It's people.
Absolutely.
All this talk about, y'all heard it, and maybe there are a lot of names for it. But the great resign, or the great resignation, or the people are moving around. People are moving from city to city
yes.
because everybody's thinking, where do I fit best? Where can I serve best?
Absolutely.
Where can I get the advantages of the tools that I have been given in my own life?
Absolutely.
So this conference will help you get there.
Yeah.
Will help you understand
And
it.
is addressing very relevant changes in the world. If anything, the devastating pandemic of COVID has taught us that people aren't trying to do what they used to do.
No.
People are not trying to walk into that brick and mortar building and punch a clock
Right.
and serve someone else's dream. So this conference, I am telling you, we are telling you, MWI is telling you, has been formulated to fit the relevance of the problems that people are facing today. And the bottom line is that it's not that different. It's just now very, very relevant, and a lot of people are now wrestling with, what am I supposed to do now? Everything has taken a different shape, and we are here literally for that very reason, and that is all the things that we have taken into account to create this leadership forum.
Absolutely. Now, you know, I have a big expectation.
know?
I'm having a big expectation that you will travel from wherever you are.
100%.
You're listening to us from South Africa. You want me to come from South Africa for 3 days? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Well, you're talking to me from 30th and Dodge. You want me to come from 30th and Dodge and take 3 days off work and be Yes,
Absolutely.
I do.
Yeah.
This is important. It's a time, it's a moment in your life that will change your life.
100%.
I'm absolutely certain. And I'm just telling you, I'm not certain about a lot of things. I can throw a lot of spaghetti against a wall and do a scientific study. That doesn't work. But sometimes I hear from God. Sometimes I know that God wants me to do this. Transitioning out of AWC into MWI and putting a lot of work into Shake the Nations is exactly what I'm supposed to do.
Absolutely.
It is my assignment. And when it's my assignment, I give my best, I give my all, and I'm going to make sure that I'm in front of you, in your face, and in all these meetings and all this forum
Right.
to make sure that you find out and leave knowing who you are, where you can serve the kingdom best, and that you're sitting on your throne. We're going to bring you to a place of decision. If you have been indecisive, right?
At all.
If you've been thinking about it, praying about it, when you leave that Saturday morning,
You're going to have it done.
you're going to have this done.
At least the first steps.
You're going to know, right? That's the whole idea.
It's the whole goal, and we are going to put you in rooms with people who have gone before you, people who might be doing it with you, and you will feel like you have the proper tools to start this journey. That is what
Here's
it's
the
for.
question, right? Callie, do you feel like there's something more you can do in this world?
Oh, every day.
Right?
Every day.
So there's the question to you. Do you feel like there's something bigger, something more, something that you feel like there's something amazing that you're supposed to do, but you don't necessarily know what it is.
Yeah.
How to get there, how to get linked
or
to it.
you don't know why you even have the feeling. You don't know why. What is this nagging? What is this yearning? Like these problems. Like I hate that that's going on. I can't stand that people don't understand that. Like you may not even understand why it is that you feel what you feel. And
Absolutely.
we have prepared for that as well, to take you, literally kind of grab your hand in a way and take you through what we have been teaching for almost 20 plus years to the leaders within this building. And now we're taking it from this building and from these four walls of Ambassadors Worship Center, housing it in MWI and presenting it to the world. And the world needs this. We can all agree with that, at least, that the world needs this. We need to know who we are. We need to know who we are so we can address anxiety, address depression, address oppression, all of it. That all stems from the same thing.
Whoa, you should say this before we get off of.
Okay, we can say it.
If you're depressed, it's because you don't know who you are. If you're poor, it's because you don't know what you can do.
If you're lost,
If you're lost, it means you don't know where you're going. That's what's happening in your life.
All the other stuff is just a result of those things.
It's all, everything, yes, everything else is a byproduct, a fruit, an outcome of those questions.
Yeah, that we must answer and that we don't have time to waste.
As soon as you answer them,
oh gosh,
Jesus the King has set up the entire world to respond to your answers to those questions. All of them. And I'm your boy. I am the place. MWI is, I'm just telling you.
This is who he is.
Shake the Nations is the place for you to get those answers.
100%.
Period.
100%. So we hope that we have answered some of the questions or the confusions or the thoughts that you've had about, like, who is this conference for? Now they've been saying it's changing. It's not necessarily based in the church. Now I don't know what to do. So we hope that this has answered some of those questions of who is Shake the Nations Leadership Forum for, and it is for the leader that is within you and each and every one of us. So be sure, don't walk, don't gallop, run your way to the registration link and make sure that you take this time to make a decision in your own head and invest in the changes that you should want to see in your life so we can see them in our world, because we need them. So we will see you at the registration link. And
so the link is,
yes.
Oh, the link is at the bottom right now.
Right.
Yep.
You can find it in the comments. It'll probably be posted in the live comments as well, and it'll be like within the post. And and it's all over our social media, so it shouldn't be hard to find, but we will make it easy.
Get this done. Get this done and get your Uber in Omaha. Get this done. Get your rental car. Get this done right now. Your Airbnb, your airplanes. But register first for the conference. Commit to it and come and show up. You will not be the same.
Absolutely.
Promised.
And we will see you in our next live. We hope to see you there, and make sure that you are there. We will see you later. Have a great rest of your night.